How did a developing nation like Pakistan, with limited budgets and immense geopolitical pressure, manage to build a fighter jet that's now forcing the West to take notes? The answer lies in 3 words: innovation through necessity. The JF-17 Thunder, once dismissed as an underdog project, has become the symbol of how strategic vision and national resolve can outfly even the most expensive defense machinery. You see, for decades, the Western defense industry thrived on the idea that military superiority was a matter of dollars and dominance. Yet here comes Pakistan, a nation often underestimated, crafting a warplane that costs a fraction of an F-16. Yet performs with agility, precision, and reliability that astonishes defense analysts. The JF-17 isn't just a jet, it's a statement. It says to the world that ingenuity isn't the privilege of the wealthy, it's the weapon of the determined. And that's what's making Western defense giants uneasy, because this aircraft challenges the very business model they've built their empires on. The JF-17 was designed not in luxury labs or billion-dollar think tanks, but in partnership between Pakistan's Air Force and China's defense industry, an alliance of pragmatism, speed, and efficiency. Every component, every upgrade, every aerodynamic tweak was driven by combat logic, not corporate profit. While Western firms debate over procurement contracts, Pakistan simply built what it needed: a jet that fights, flies, and wins. What's even more fascinating is how the JF-17 has disrupted the global defense market. Nations that were once captive to costly Western jets are now turning their heads toward Pakistan. Nigeria, Myanmar, and several others have already embraced the Thunder, while others quietly explore it as a credible, affordable alternative. The symbolism is powerful. It's no longer just about East versus West. It's about efficiency versus excess. Pakistan's model proves that relevance in modern warfare isn't about who spends more, but who thinks smarter. Western analysts are finally admitting it. The JF-17 represents a tectonic shift in defense philosophy. It's modular, adaptable, and continuously evolving, with the Block Roman 3 variant integrating cutting-edge avionics, radar systems, and electronic warfare capabilities. It's now competing in an arena once dominated by Western exclusivity. Behind every flight of the JF-17 is a quiet message to Lockheed, BAE Systems, and Dassault. The monopoly on air superiority is over. But let's pause for a moment. This isn't just about a jet, it's about pride, strategy, and sovereignty. Pakistan, for years dependent on foreign suppliers and unpredictable allies, now stands on the runway of self-reliance. And that's precisely why the world is watching. Because when a nation once constrained by sanctions and scarcity develops a fighter that redefines cost-to-performance ratios, it forces the giants to rethink what dominance really means. So tonight, as defense analysts scramble for explanations and Western CEO whisper in boardrooms, the truth remains uncomfortably simple. Pakistan's JF-17 has done something extraordinary. It has rewritten the rulebook of military innovation. It has proven that vision, not volume, creates strength. And it has reminded the West that the next revolution in air power may not come from Silicon Valley or the Pentagon, but from the skies over Camera, where the Thunder was born. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not just an engineering triumph. It's a story of national defiance, a reminder that brilliance can emerge from constraint, that power can be reborn from persistence, and that sometimes the underdog doesn't just compete, it leads. Pakistan's JF-17 Thunder stands as a testament to strategic innovation, born not from abundance, but from necessity. In an environment where access to high-end defense technology was limited and Western suppliers often dictated terms, Pakistan was forced to think differently. The country's defense establishment faced a stark reality: modernize or risk strategic vulnerability. What emerged from that pressure was not merely an aircraft project, but a movement of national ingenuity that redefined how a developing nation could achieve technological self-reliance in the face of constraint. The JF-17 was conceived at a time when geopolitical conditions made it nearly impossible for Pakistan to rely on consistent foreign support. Sanctions, embargoes, and shifting alliances had exposed the risks of overdependence on Western defense manufacturers. This isolation acted as a catalyst. Instead of succumbing to external pressure, Pakistan transformed limitation into opportunity. The JF-17 became the embodiment of a philosophy that innovation does not need to be fueled by excess. It thrives on purpose, urgency, and vision. This strategic mindset revolutionized how Pakistan approached aircraft design and production. Unlike Western programs burdened by inflated costs and bureaucratic layers, Pakistan sought functionality over flash, precision over prestige. The JF-17 was developed to fulfill the actual tactical needs of the Pakistan Air Force, an agile, multi-role fighter capable of defending national airspace, delivering precision strikes, and maintaining operational readiness at a sustainable cost. Every feature of the jet reflects this focus on practicality. It was engineered for quick turnaround times, simple maintenance, and seamless adaptability across missions. The driving question behind the program was not what can we afford to buy, but what can we afford to build ourselves. That shift in thinking is what made the JF-17 project not just an aircraft program, but a strategic doctrine in motion. Collaboration with China's Chengdu Aircraft Corporation added another dimension to this innovation through necessity approach. The partnership wasn't about outsourcing. It was about knowledge sharing and co-creation. Pakistan's engineers played an active role in design decisions, avionics integration, and flight testing, gaining technical mastery with every stage. This wasn't a transactional relationship, it was a transformational one, turning Pakistan into a capable aerospace player rather than a passive buyer. In essence, the JF-17 represented a transfer of intellectual independence, a rare achievement in a defense ecosystem dominated by supplier-client hierarchies. That empowerment has since become a cornerstone of Pakistan's defense identity. The ripple effects of this strategic innovation extend far beyond the cockpit. The JF-17 program spurred domestic industries, created a skilled workforce, and established a sustainable production ecosystem within the country. The Pakistan Aeronautical Complex PAC at Camera became a hub of advanced engineering and manufacturing, capable of maintaining and upgrading fleets independently. This self-reliance has fortified national security while saving billions in procurement costs. More importantly, it has built a culture of confidence, the belief that Pakistan can design, develop, and deliver cutting-edge defense technology on its own terms. Internationally, this success has drawn attention from military analysts and industry observers. Western defense firms, long accustomed to dominating the global arms market, now face a compelling counter-narrative. The JF-17's development story demonstrates that necessity-driven innovation can achieve results that rival and sometimes surpass the performance of far more expensive systems. It has challenged the Western assumption that advanced technology can only come from financial might. Instead, Pakistan's experience proves that determination, strategic clarity, and technical collaboration can yield equally powerful outcomes. The JF-17 was born from constraints, yet it has become a symbol of liberation, not just from dependency, but from the notion that innovation belongs exclusively to the privileged few. In the global defense landscape, cost has often been mistaken for capability. Western powers have long equated military superiority with financial expenditure, investing billions into aircraft that symbolize prestige as much as performance. Yet the rise of Pakistan's JF-17 Thunder has quietly but powerfully challenged that paradigm. This aircraft, developed on a fraction of the budget of Western fighters, has proven that excellence in air power doesn't have to come at an exorbitant cost. It has redefined what it means to be combat effective, cost-efficient, and strategically independent, forcing Western defense giants to reconsider their own economic and operational models. The JF-17's development was rooted in realism rather than extravagance. Pakistan's defense planners understood that modern warfare requires not just powerful technology, but sustainability. A jet is only as valuable as the country's ability to maintain, deploy, and replace it at scale. By designing a platform that delivers credible air superiority without overwhelming national finances, Pakistan created a model that directly challenges the cost spiral of Western programs like the F-35, Eurofighter Typhoon, and Rafale aircraft so expensive that only a handful of nations can afford to operate them effectively. The JF-17 offers a radically different narrative. It delivers multi-role capabilities, modern avionics, and advanced weapons integration at a price point that makes strategic sense. Each unit of the JF-17 costs roughly a tenth of a Western fourth-generation fighter, yet performs with remarkable agility and combat versatility. This balance between affordability and performance has disrupted long-standing assumptions in the defense industry. For Western manufacturers accustomed to winning contracts through political influence and luxury specifications, the JF-17's success exposes a flaw in their system: the growing disconnect between cost and combat practicality. The Thunder's rise has proven that what truly matters in air warfare isn't how much you spend, but how intelligently you build. Pakistan's approach was guided by efficiency, not ego. The JF-17 was designed to be self-sustaining, with parts that could be sourced locally and maintained within the country's own facilities. Its modular architecture allows quick upgrades without massive re-engineering. This stands in stark contrast to the cumbersome maintenance cycles and dependency-laden contracts that dominate Western defense ecosystems. For Pakistan, it means autonomy. For the rest of the world, it signals a shift in power dynamics, a future where smaller nations no longer have to be dependent clients of major defense suppliers. The appeal of this model is not limited to Pakistan's national interest. It resonates globally. Nations in Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia now see in the JF-17 a pathway to modern air power that doesn't require surrendering economic stability. What makes the situation more compelling is the way Western analysts are now studying this model with newfound respect. Defense think tanks in Europe and the United States have begun acknowledging that Pakistan has achieved something their own corporations struggle with: strategic affordability. The JF-17 has created an entirely new category of air power: high-performance yet economically sustainable. In many ways, it has democratized aerial warfare, giving developing nations access to credible deterrence without crippling their economies. This is precisely why Western defense giants are uneasy. The JF-17 has exposed a vulnerability in their business model: the unsustainable inflation of defense costs. Every successful flight of the JF-17 symbolizes a subtle challenge to decades of Western dominance. It's not merely an aircraft taking to the skies. It's an idea ascending that ingenuity can outpace opulence. Pakistan has shown that cutting-edge technology does not have to be the privilege of the wealthy, and that efficiency, precision, and strategic clarity can deliver results that bloated budget cannot. The JF-17 success story is reshaping defense economics and signaling the start of a new era in which nations will measure strength not by what they purchase, but by what they can produce, efficiently, intelligently, and independently. The partnership between Pakistan and China in the creation of the JF-17 Thunder has redefined what modern defense collaboration looks like in a world long dominated by Western-led alliances. Traditionally, the global arms market has been shaped by one-directional relationships, powerful suppliers dictating terms to dependent buyers. But the JF-17 project broke that convention, introducing a cooperative model based on shared expertise, mutual strategic interest, and technological exchange. It is not merely a story of co-production, it is a demonstration of how two nations, bound by parallel security concerns and a shared vision of self-reliance, built something that now commands international attention. This collaboration has set a precedent for a new type of defense partnership, one that prioritizes balance, pragmatism, and shared growth over profit-driven dependency. When Pakistan faced growing constraints in accessing Western technology due to sanctions and political restrictions, China emerged as the ideal partner willing to work beyond traditional limits. The collaboration between the Pakistan Aeronautical Complex (PAC) and the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation (CAC) was not just a manufacturing arrangement, it was a transfer of capability. Chinese engineers brought expertise in avionics, aerodynamics, and systems integration, while Pakistan contributed combat experience, operational feedback, and tactical insight drawn from decades of regional engagement. This combination of technical innovation and battlefield practicality gave the JF-17 its distinct identity, a jet designed by engineers, but perfected by warriors. It is this synergy that allowed the project to advance rapidly, achieving milestones in record time compared to the sluggish pace of Western programs burdened by bureaucracy. The partnership also reshaped how defense programs can function across borders. Rather than a buyer-seller model, Pakistan and China engaged in joint decision-making from cost control to design philosophy. This ensured that the aircraft served real operational needs rather than symbolic prestige. The JF-17's ability to evolve with each block upgrade from early iterations to the advanced block Roman III is a testament to the efficiency of this collaborative framework. It allowed both nations to maintain flexibility, adapt to emerging threats, and continually improve without the delays and political entanglements that often plague Western joint projects. The result is a platform that stands as proof of how mutual trust and complementary strengths can outperform profit-driven defense ventures. Beyond the technical domain, this partnership has had powerful geopolitical implications. The success of the JF-17 has positioned Pakistan as a credible defense exporter and China as a reliable partner capable of transferring high-value technology without strings attached. It has inspired other nations to explore similar collaborations that prioritize accessibility over exclusivity. Western defense firms, accustomed to controlling global supply chains, are now observing this model with concern and curiosity. The JF-17 represents a diplomatic tool as much as a military asset, strengthening ties between Islamabad and Beijing while signaling a broader shift in global defense alignments, one where technological power is no longer monopolized by a few elite players. This model of cooperation also underscores the future of defense innovation: agile, adaptable, and inclusive. As Western nations struggle with skyrocketing costs and political friction in multinational projects, the Pakistan-China partnership demonstrates what can be achieved through simplicity and focus. It's a reflection of how strategic alignment and shared ambition can achieve results once thought unattainable for developing nations. The JF-17's creation marked more than just the production of a fighter jet. It symbolized a new order in defense cooperation, one that gives equal value to every participant and measures success, not by profit margins but by capability, sovereignty, and shared strength. The JF-17 thunders evolution from a modest national project to a globally recognized fighter jet has been nothing short of transformative. What began as Pakistan's pursuit of self-reliance has matured into an international case study in tactical innovation. Today, the JF-17 is no longer just a symbol of Pakistan's defense capability. It is a benchmark in affordable air power that has captured the attention of military analysts, Air Force strategists, and defense markets across the world. Its progression reflects not only the technological leaps achieved through consistent refinement, but also a deliberate strategy to challenge conventional hierarchies in global defense procurement. Through each stage of its evolution, the aircraft has proven that a jet's worth is measured not by the cost of its production, but by its adaptability, combat readiness, and strategic value on the battlefield. From its early blocks to the advanced Block Roman III, the JF-17 has evolved in response to the changing demands of modern warfare. The Block Roman III variant in particular has positioned the aircraft on a new tier of sophistication, integrating state-of-the-art avionics, active electronically scanned array, ESA radar, improved electronic warfare systems, and enhanced stealth features. These advancements have given Pakistan's Air Force a cutting-edge tool for both defensive and offensive operations. More importantly, they have blurred the line between low-cost fighters and high-end multi-role aircraft, challenging the notion that affordability comes at the expense of capability. The JF-17's adaptability ensures that it remains relevant in a world where the pace of technological change often renders older platforms obsolete within a decade. Pakistan's ability to continuously upgrade the Thunder without depending on Western suppliers underscores the strategic foresight embedded in its design philosophy. International interest in the JF-17 is growing precisely because of this evolution. Countries such as Nigeria, Myanmar, and Azerbaijan have either acquired or shown interest in the jet, recognizing its unique balance between cost, combat versatility, and ease of maintenance. For many emerging economies, the JF-17 represents access to advanced aerial capability without the geopolitical strings or economic strain associated with Western suppliers. It has become a symbol of choice for nations seeking autonomy in their defense policies. Each successful export deal reinforces Pakistan's credibility as a serious player in the global defense market and demonstrates that the JF-17's appeal lies not only in its price tag, but in its proven performance across multiple environments. The global response to the JF-17's rise has been one of cautious admiration. Western analysts who once viewed the project with skepticism now acknowledge its growing influence. Defense publications and think tanks have begun studying its modular architecture, upgrade cycle, and market strategy to understand how a developing nation managed to field such an effective and sustainable combat aircraft. The JF-17's tactical performance in exercises and live operations has further elevated its reputation. Pilots praise its maneuverability, quick response systems, and reliability under pressure, attributes that have made it a dependable workhorse for the Pakistan Air Force and an appealing choice for smaller air forces worldwide. This tactical evolution is more than a technical achievement. It is a shift in global defense thinking. The JF-17 has proven that innovation is not the exclusive domain of wealthy nations or legacy manufacturers. Its success has introduced a new paradigm in which developing countries can design, produce, and operate advanced defense systems with minimal external dependency. The aircraft's growing global footprint signals the beginning of a multipolar defense order, one where capability is defined by creativity and collaboration rather than cost and coercion. Pakistan's JF-17, born out of necessity, has now become a global contender, compelling even the most established defense industries to reassess their playbooks in the face of its undeniable impact. The JF-17 Thunder represents far more than a technological accomplishment. It stands as a profound statement of Pakistan's growing self-reliance and strategic confidence. For decades, Pakistan's defense structure operated under the shadow of dependency, reliant on foreign suppliers, restricted by sanctions, and constrained by the political conditions attached to military aid. The JF-17 broke that cycle. It was not merely the development of a fighter jet. It was the reclamation of national autonomy in one of the most critical sectors of sovereignty, defense. This aircraft symbolizes a country taking control of its own narrative, transforming from a recipient of external technology into a creator of indigenous strength. The JF-17 is, in every sense, a declaration that Pakistan's security and progress will no longer be dictated by others. This transformation did not occur overnight. It was the result of deliberate strategy, resilience, and vision. Pakistan's decision to invest in domestic aircraft production, despite limited resources and international skepticism, reflects a deep understanding of how power operates in the modern world. True security lies not in dependency, but in the ability to build, innovate, and sustain independently. The JF-17 program gave Pakistan precisely that, the ability to design, manufacture, and upgrade a fighter that aligns with its defense priorities rather than the export agendas of foreign corporations. It became the embodiment of strategic maturity, showcasing that sovereignty in the 21st century is not achieved by purchasing advanced weapons, but by mastering the art of producing them. The success of the JF-17 has instilled a renewed sense of pride and direction within Pakistan's defense establishment. Every aircraft rolling out of the Pakistan aeronautical complex is a symbol of confidence, a reminder that the nation can achieve technological excellence through focus, collaboration, and persistence. This self-reliance has redefined Pakistan's position in global defense circles. It is no longer seen merely as a buyer in the arms market, but as an emerging producer capable of offering credible solutions. This shift carries immense geopolitical significance. By proving that developing nations can build advanced platforms, Pakistan has opened the door for a more balanced global defense ecosystem, one where innovation is not monopolized by a few powered, but shared among those willing to invest in capability and vision. At the heart of this transformation is strategic confidence, the belief that Pakistan can compete on its own terms. The JF-17 has empowered the nation's defense policymakers to make choices based on national interest rather than dependency-driven diplomacy. It has also inspired a broader cultural shift toward valuing indigenous research and development. Engineers, scientists, and strategists now see their work not as maintenance of imported systems, but as the creation of something uniquely Pakistani. This psychological shift is just as significant as the technological one, for it strengthens the foundation of long-term self-sufficiency and innovation. Globally, this growing confidence has caught the attention of both allies and competitors. Western defense giants, once skeptical of Pakistan's industrial capability, are now observing how a nation with limited means achieved such a balance of cost, performance, and autonomy. The JF-17 has demonstrated that resilience, not resources, is the real determinant of progress. Its presence on international stages, airshows, and export markets reflects more than technical success. It embodies the rise of a self-assured Pakistan ready to engage with the world not as a dependent power, but as a capable, confident contributor to global defense innovation. In the roar of the JF-17's engine echoes a deeper truth: that sovereignty, once reclaimed, is the most powerful weapon a nation can ever possess.